Hey, what's up, everyone? It's TJ. Real quick, before Peter and I get started, if you would do me a huge solid and hit that subscribe button, we are climbing and climbing and climbing, and we want you to be a true friend of the podcast and help us boost our content to other wrestling fans so that we can all get together and talk about how not fake wrestling is. All right, thanks. Do another one. Yeah, damn it. It's going to be, what'd you eat for dinner?
I haven't made dinner yet, but we're having Lexi's dyeing her hair. So
You got
yeah,
time.
I got time. Yeah, so I'm making her favorite meal for dinner tonight. So
Which is
she likes when I make like this mock. You ever been to PF Chang's?
like twice, long time
So they
ago.
have really good lettuce wraps, like
Mm.
crunchy lettuce wraps, and I make this like mock crunchy lettuce wrap style meal. Um, with and it's actually pretty healthy too because I use the turkey meat instead of ground beef.
Oh, good.
Yeah, put some tofu in it too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Tofu.
Um, but
Well,
welcome to the
I,
Houses Fake
I
podcast, everybody. New listeners, if there are any.
that's what I was going to
Um,
say.
this is TJ. I'm
Yeah.
Miggy,
Yeah.
and we're two dudes who talk wrestling.
It's
And
true.
it's been a minute since we recorded. Um, so there's a lot that's happened, and we've been doing a lot. I had some birthday stuff going on. TJ had some birthday stuff going on, but you know what we found time to do before we even talk wrestling?
We looked up.
A Hey, we looked up AEW actually, with them being Warner Brothers, DC being owned by Warner Brothers a couple weeks ago, they did that whole collab with Superman and that, like tied my nerdiness together. Even though I'm a big Marvel tribalist, I will say that the Superman movie was in the top three superhero movies of all time, and I have this insane theory. But what do you think of the movie?
Well, I thought it was great. I mean, it was Superman's my favorite superhero, so I've always I loved Henry Cavill, I loved Christopher Reeve, obviously, and I just
Yeah,
like to get ready for this, I binged Superman and Lois, and I really, really loved David Corn Sweat as Superman.
it was great.
And I'm just excited for more. I'm excited for more of the DC universe.
Everything about the movie was great from start to finish, but like much like yourself, professional wrestling takes over our lives, and I compare everything to professional wrestling, and then I'm thinking about the writing in Superman. And here's some spoilers for those of you that haven't seen Superman yet. Also, I don't know what you're doing because it's been like a week since Superman came out, so go and see it. But a big part of Superman is his parents. I don't know his mom's name, but the dad's name is Jor-El. We know a guy named that, but he's not as cool as Bradley Cooper.
Definitely not.
Um, and the best part of professional wrestling, in my opinion, is the unannounced, unknowing heel turn.
Dude.
So here I'm thinking, right? If I'm going to compare, like, I'm trying to think of where they're going to go with Superman. Bradley Cooper is a huge star playing this small part in this movie as Jor-El. He's only in a hologram. Um, but I don't think that based off of stuff that happens in the movie, I don't think that Bradley Cooper is actually Jor-El. I think, now hear me out. Bradley Cooper is Zod, who somehow got the message in to Superman and is telling Superman to go and take over the Earth so that when Zod eventually arrives, it's already the foundation is already laid for him.
Well,
So
he's going to be a little upset when he gets there and finds
well,
out that
he's going to be really
Superman
upset when
is.
he gets there. But with that being said, my mind is blown. I got chills. My hair is standing up thinking about it because it's going to be the biggest swerve in Superman history if they do it like that. So James Gunn, if you're listening, I have you figured out, man.
See, it
So
would even that's a big heel turn, but it would also just be you know, the heel turn in itself was, I think, unique. I don't know of any Superman story where his parents turned heel like that. But
yeah.
I think the real heel turn would be, what do you do with Zod? Well, not heel turn, but just like missing puzzle piece. Zod is usually in the Phantom Zone, and he's got to get out somehow. So if he preloaded that message before he went into the Phantom Zone, yeah, I don't know. But I like what
Mhm.
you're. I like. I want. Lex Luger caused a Luger. How's this fake? Lex Luthor caused a rift in Metropolis with black hole and shit. So I mean, anything's possible in this new. You know, I lost my train of thought there because I was
This
just thinking about Zod and
this
the
DC
parents and everything.
universe.
Dude,
But
I loved
anyway,
it.
it was great. Everything about it
Top
was great.
three superhero movies of all time for you?
Yep.
Wow.
Eternals, Endgame, Superman. Sorry.
Eternals.
Sorry, Eternals, Infinity War, Endgame. Or sorry, Eternal Infinity's War, Superman. That's what I meant. Endgame's after that. And then we'll throw Iron Man in there, the first one. Um people are gonna turn us off now that I said Eternals
I know.
is the best movie.
You're like,
But
this
I
guy's
I have a
taste is
reasoning behind it. I could give a
awful.
whole episode on that. Um anyway,
We got
speaking of
we
heel
got
turns,
yeah, we got a lot to talk about, but
we
I
do.
have
We
some
have so
breaking
much to talk
news.
about.
And
All right, let's hear it.
I didn't even tell you about one of these things. I'm back. I am back with a microphone in hand at an independent wrestling show.
Dude.
Not doing commentary this time. I'm ring announcing for Ignite Wrestling in Wildemar, California. Let me get the date here. I wrote it down on July 27th. Come on. I believe five-star Raymond Bright will be there, friend of the podcast. I think Honest John will be there, friend of the podcast. This is a little bit of the Valley Wrestling connection. Enoch's involved. So I was asked. They said, "Can you wear a suit?" I said, "No." They said, "Well, you need a shirt and tie." No problem. I'm not wearing a suit. Sorry. I'm sorry. And I don't know if anyone else saw this news. We posted about it on Instagram a couple days ago, but we are sponsoring the main event for Luchapalooza, Dream Slam's next show in Santa Ana at the Delhi Center. Jordan Cruz defending his championship again against Vito Fratelli and WWE ID prospect, definitely friend of the podcast, Jack Cartwheel. Dude, I'm stoked. Stoked. We saw him at Sabu's last match.
I
I
love that.
made sure the podcast commented on Dreamslam's post that Enoch better get cartwheeled in the face. Uh Do it to Wexler too while you're there. But yeah. So that's the big news. Catch us there. Catch me
July
there.
25th, 27th.
27th. That's when I gotta start working on my making his way to the ring. Maybe I'll do a let's get ready to rumble. You never know. We'll see.
It's exciting, buddy.
But buddy, you watched the bulk of the wrestling this weekend.
I watched a lot of wrestling this weekend. I watched every
I don't
bit
know
of
how you
wrestling
do it.
this weekend. It was a lot. I took
Sometimes I feel
over
like you should have been the one that started the wrestling podcast and not me.
I took over my mother-in-law's TV.
Good for
Um,
you.
I literally watched Saturday Night's main event and AEW at the same time.
Nice.
Um, and I will say, I don't know if you saw it on TikTok, but we went to WrestleMania. We went to or what's it called? Sabu's last match. I've been to Double or Nothing. This year so far, the AEW show was the best show that I've seen in professional wrestling.
It was
All
long
in Texas
too.
was the best one. Yes, I that was that was 7 hours of wrestling just from AEW. Then I watched the 2 hours of the other show, the NXT show, and then the other hour of the out 2 hours of the stupid Saturday Night's main event.
Well, I have a couple questions written down I want to ask you. I want to
Yes, the best
pick
part
your
of the night
brain.
was the heel turn from Nick Wayne because we got our boy Adam Copeland
Well,
back,
that's
and
one of the things, bro.
he's gonna tag with Christian. I'm excited.
So, one of the questions I have for you, Cope and Christian Cage are teaming up, like you just
Hmm.
said. How important is it for you as a wrestling fan and being that Cope is your goat? And besides FTR, what dream matches do you want to see before Edge and Christian hang them up?
In AEW.
Well, yes, and you might be saying something about his contract expiring or whatever. I saw something that he could make it back in time for Cena.
No, he's in AEW. He'll stay there.
Good.
In my opinion, at least, I think he stays there. As much as I want to see Edge and Cena one more time, Cope stays in AEW. Dream matches alone, I think that FTR and Edge and Christian or Cope and Christian are going to be. It's going to be in the top 10 best tag team matches of all time. And it's going to be the most one of the most unique tag team matches in AEW history. Because I
Mm,
honestly don't remember a tag team match in AEW that wasn't a big spot fest.
yeah. One of the things
Um,
I when I heard the news, or not heard the news, but when I realized we were getting Edge and Christian back together at some point, I was so happy because I in my brain now I've never been in the ring like this, so maybe I'm talking out of my ass, maybe I'm being a little mark about it, but in my head they're doing less to their bodies because they're sharing the workload. So maybe we can get a little more out of them now that they're teaming up together. And I think the matches will be slower and more psychological, and I'm
yeah.
very into that, especially with Christian because Christian's great at that.
Other than them, other than FTR, I don't honestly. There's I the Young Bucks make sense for them to do just to do it,
Yeah.
but FTR is the match I'd want to. I if you were to ask me that question, let's let if we were to push that out to all of professional wrestling right now, right? There's only three tag teams I'd want them to face in all of professional wrestling right now, and FTR would be on the top of that list. Because of how well they all know each other too. Like they're all neighbors, they all live by each other, things like that. So they're very well, like when wrestlers know each other well, that's when they put on the best matches. I'd love to see
True.
them run it back with the Hardys one more time.
Yeah.
And I think if
That would
they
be
were to
awesome.
do it, I think they'd be able to get the Dudleys in there too. I do. I think it would be as
Bubba
great of a.
Ray,
It would be
Bubba Ray on a Tony Khan booked show
right. It
would
would
be
be
nuts.
pure nostalgia, but I would love to see it. And ooh, I honestly think the Usos are the best tag team in wrestling in the last 20 years. So probably the Usos would be my number three.
Okay. Not a bad list.
No, I don't want to see. I wouldn't want to see them against Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. I know we got Roman Reigns back on Monday night. But
Yawn, if I'm
yeah,
being honest.
with that, that's not how I wanted that to go. But anyway,
Well, I got one more all-in question for you, and you
all
kind of
right,
touched on how it was the best show uh, of the last 58 shows that have been put on in the last 6 days or whatever the fuck
right.
it was. Uh, what made it the best show? Was it just the quality of the wrestling matches? Was it the payoffs? Why that and not Saturday night's main event?
The last match made it the best show.
Were you chugging along a match? Like, was it getting a little tiring and then the end was so good
Omega
that,
Okada was nothing we hadn't seen before. I was pleasantly surprised by Tony Storm beating Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné. That bite sequence was hysterical in my opinion. There wasn't a bad match really that took place though. Even though we've seen Omega and Okada, like there wasn't a bad match,
Right.
but that last match, the back and forth, especially how many times on this show I said I didn't think Hangman Page was gonna win,
Well,
and how
you
badly
that
I
was the
wanted it to
old
be.
that was the only thing you didn't get right. Everyone that came back you predicted, you know.
Yeah, I just think that the fact that it was non-stop and it was all pops. Everything that they did got a pop. The Moxley bleeding from his head, all the weapons that were used, the dragging him through the glass, um, Brian Danielson coming back in the Blue Panther mask. Darby, we even said how freaking cool would it be for
We
Darby
said it.
to do something on. Like I got chills again, dude. You got me so excited. For Darby to say something on Mount Everest and then show up literally coming down from Mount Everest. Um, Dude, it was just the perfect ending to the main event. Dynamite tonight, it looks like, I mean, they're still, I mean, I would like to see, coming off of it, I would have liked to see them both a little bit more banged up because of how much work they put in to make it a little bit, less how is this fake?
Yeah.
But that last match, it was the best match of the year so far.
Big words.
It was. And that's me coming off of saying the the two best matches of the year have been in AEW. Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm and Mox and Hangman.
I was kind of I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
sorry. Not Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm. Mariah May and Tony Storm.
Mariah May.
Yeah.
I gotta see how AEW ended because we're recording right now. But I was watching the whole show and they just started the main event. I was kind of like, why are we? We just ended this big ass storyline with Hangman and Mox, and now we're doing trios match with Hangman and Mox. So
Yeah.
I gotta see where they go. But I was a little.
But AEW is the most entertaining wrestling thing on TV right now.
No, they're definitely they're uh they're back, baby. All
Yeah.
right. So let's move on to some WWE questions here. What did you think of Goldberg's last match? And what do you think of his comments about his send off?
I don't know if I saw his comments about his send off. I mean, other than like you talk about like the last 30 seconds they did.
No, he was basically saying that he wanted his last match to be at a pay-per-view and I don't want to speak for him and then people be like, "Oh, you fucking misquoted it or whatever."
Uh,
But he
uh,
just sounded ungrateful for the way that he went out.
well, I think that it should have been at a pay-per-view too. But the whole thing was stupid. Charles Robinson has broken ribs now. Um, but the
Charles
whole
Robinson for
the
Hoff.
whole event was so stupid. We came up with the perfect scenario we talked about. Seth Rollins trying to cash in, Roman Reigns coming back then. I understand that that wasn't even in the plans, but then to have Roman Reigns come back on Monday, which is stupid in itself. The whole show sucked. Goldberg's last match sucked. The right man won. Um, I don't care about Goldberg and CM Punk either. It's pure for the
Gunther and
fact
CM
that
Punk, you
those
mean?
are what? Yeah, Gunther. Yeah,
I'm
and
interested in that match. I think it's going to be a nice dude. I think Cornette probably got a half job at least when he saw
yeah,
that match was going to
probably.
happen.
But I'm just thinking that it's just only because they're such big names. I don't know. I just think it all sucked, all of it.
So, would you say you're more excited for Cena Cody 2 than you are for Gunther and CM Punk?
If I had to choose, because you look at the way that this card is shaping up. Gunther Xena, or sorry, Xena Cody, Gunther Punk. You got the triple threat match now between Io, Rhea, and Naomi. You got Jade Cargill going against Tiffany. Um, I don't care about any of these matches. Not a single one. We're gonna get Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Braun and Jacob Fatu. They set that up already. There's not a single match that I care about on here. Not one. Will I watch it still from Wrigley Field in Chicago? Because that's where I'll be this Saturday night. Yes. Do I care? No, I'm watching it out of pure obligation of being a wrestling fan. Has
What
nothing
do
to
you
even do with
think?
the podcast. It's everything to do with me being a fan and it being SummerSlam.
What do you think the odds are we get a trilogy between Cena and Cody, and Cody is Cena's last opponent, and Cody finishes that story too?
Very high.
I think, and you know what? If that's the way this thing that started at WrestleMania ends, or started at a, what was it, Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble, yeah.
If that is how Cena's heel turn ends,
Or Elimination Chamber, sorry.
yes, that I would be so let down, dude. This would go
Yeah.
down as one of like the least effective heel turns probably ever.
I already think it should be considered that.
Well, I mean, there's still time, but they gotta if all gas, no brakes on this shit.
Yeah. But Xena's only got 20 dates left.
It's
And
uh,
three of those dates are taking place in Australia. So realistically, unless they do something big there, he's got 17 dates left. And those include all the pay-per-views probably. And there's what, I don't know, 27 more it seems like.
man,
So,
it's gonna be a doozy.
yeah.
I think I have one more question for you, buddy. We kind of flew by this. I thought we were gonna have to do a doubler today. But we were talking about the possibility of what's next for Cena, the future of what's going on in WWE. What are you most excited for going forward as, the summer season we're like well underway. Before you know, dude, it's gonna be Survivor Series time. Don't they do blood and guts that time of year?
Yeah.
So things are gonna start heating up here before you know it.
So I have already fantasy booked Survivor Series, but we can save that for the next episode.
Okay.
Because it's none of it's gonna happen. Doesn't matter. They don't listen to us. But uh I am excited for I am excited for the possibilities. Now this is a complete curveball from what we've been talking about. But if we're talking about the summer of wrestling in general and where wrestling will go for the rest of the year, I am excited for the possibilities of what is taking place between TNA and NXT and the current storylines they have going on down there of all these champion versus champions, these run-ins taking place, the dark state invading TNA Impact. There's a lot of possibilities to get everybody talking about TNA.
There's a really phenomenal way they could do
Oh, AJ Styles will be back in TNA by the end of the year.
that.
And they've
Dude.
already kind of hinted towards it with Slammiversary coming up. I think what that show is they have a show on Saturday night this week. And I'll be home, so I'll probably end up watching it actually. I might TNA has earned my money. It has been that good lately.
Hell yeah, dude. You think
Um
what's AJ Styles busy doing on SmackDown? Anything?
he's feuding having a very entertaining feud on Raw with Dominic
Or Raw?
Mysterio.
Okay. I was
But
gonna say, how cool would it be if we see AJ Styles kind of go to TNA and because didn't they offer him a Hall of Fame spot last year and he turned it down?
he wasn't allowed to do it.
I think, dude, it would be cool if come Slammiversary or whatever, he kind of works over there and then gets into the Hall of Fame and then comes
So
back for the Rumble or something like that.
the
Just to
only
just to do it.
I'm thinking about the TNA roster. The only TNA guy that is still there from the start. I mean, AJ Styles had amazing matches with he had amazing matches
Samoa Joe.
with both Hardys on TNA. He had amazing matches in WWE with um Nick Nemeth, with uh who's the other one that I know is in TNA right now that he had amazing matches with? Oh, I
Well,
think
he
he
used to have
had.
matches with like Frankie Kazarian back in old school TNA.
Oh,
No,
you know what? And Frankie Kazarian is still, yeah. So that's wrong. So
is Eric Young still wrestling? I'm sure he
I
wrestled
want
Eric
a
Young a
face
handful of
up.
times.
Eric Young is the one that I was thinking of, but I want a face off between Frankie Kazarian and AJ Styles in TNA. Doesn't have to be a
Fuck
match.
yeah.
Doesn't have to be anything. I just want to see them both in the ring together one more time.
Yeah, I think AJ going back to TNA and just kind of giving him the rub a little bit would be
Solidify
pretty
it
cool.
because he's been wrestling longer than Cena, and he could probably go a lot longer than Cena. He's
And
probably, if he wanted to, he could go another 10 years.
and AJ going back to TNA, even for even if it's just a Hall of Fame, that would get so much buzz in the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, him and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic is, he's super hot right now, and everyone loves Dominic and stuff. But AJ Styles going to TNA would be, I don't know. That's just like a really wholesome, heartwarming story for wrestling fans of all stripes.
If I it, so if I am ranking entertainment value of professional wrestling right now, I would go AEW, TNA, WWE. Um, if TNA could top that list if they put AJ if they WWE allow, that's a dangerous road because I think if WWE allows it, it makes TNA, it sells this whole partnership. It shows that WWE is giving something back to this partnership, but we'll see what happens.
We will. Buddy, I think that covers today's episode. You got anything else?
Um, dude, Saturday Night's Main Event sucked. That's it. I just had to say it again. Saturday Night's Main Event was
Say it
so bad.
again.
Yeah, it was
That's
so
all
bad.
right.
It was so bad. And it has nothing to do with any, it has everything to do with the booking, and Seth Rollins getting hurt was upsetting, and it was just so bad. We didn't even talk Evolution. Evolution was WWE's highlight of the whole weekend.
Some highlight. We didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, but it was. It was the best thing that took place over the weekend when WWE wise. Um, and I will say that the women did everything that they possibly could to prove that they deserve it. And we should have, at the end of the weekend, everybody should have been talking about how great the women were instead of how much Saturday Night's Main Event sucked.
Hmm.
Because there wasn't a bad match that took place on that card, just bad booking, in my opinion, as a fan that knows nothing about booking professional wrestling.
Well, let me ask you this in the last 30 seconds. We talked shit on it when it first happened, but how do you feel right now about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair?
I still hate it.
Alrighty, you heard it here. He hates it.
Follow us everywhere. Stay tuned for the next episode. Follow us everywhere. HITF Pod.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Do it.